Hi, good morning. My name is Casey and Gordon from Casey Gordon Financial Planning. And this morning, I wanted to talk to you about another topic that is very important to me. And it is, should I invest in my company's retirement plan? So, without knowing a whole lot about your own specific situation, my answer is almost always going to be yes, especially if there is a contribution match. A contribution match is when you put some in and your company will match up to a certain dollar amount. So, if you don't put any money in, you are unlikely to get that match. So, what does that mean? Free money, or technically not free, but money that your company has incentivized you to make your own retirement planning important, and they will help to contribute to that account as well. So I know that sometimes we start a job and we think we don't have enough or we're not making enough money to be able to contribute. But I want to challenge you to rethink that. I like to say it doesn't matter how small you start, just make sure that you start. So if you can only put in 3% or 5% of what you're making, and especially if you're putting it in a traditional 401k plan, and I'm not going to get into all the nuances of the different types of retirement plans today, because that's not the point of today's lesson. Today is just to talk about whether you should, actually you should contribute to your 401k plan, your 403b plan, or your company's retirement plan. So my answer is almost always going to be yes, because sometimes we're waiting until that perfect moment when we can afford to do more or just save more or do something else. And that moment sometimes just never seem to become possible. So until you become intentional about how you are going to put the money away and just say, you know what, come whatever it may, I'm going to put this percentage away. You can put in your mind, maybe it's 3%, maybe it's 5%, maybe it's 10%. And especially if it is a traditional 401k, as I started saying before, you're able to get a tax benefit. So you might see that your net take home pay is not substantially, it will be decreased, but not substantially decreased from the amount that you're actually putting away. So now you're both saving now and planning for your long-term future. And I have a chart that I just love to share because it is so important. So oftentimes we're hearing how the markets are doing, especially if we're paying a lot of attention to, the financial news of the world. This is what happens in days. But if you're starting in your 20s and 30s and even 40s, this is what happens over decades of being able to plan for your future. The volatility or the movements in the market is smoothed out when you look at it over a very long term, and history shows that over the long term, the markets will be higher. But it's also important to understand just how you are allocated based on your time horizon. And a lot of what the 401k plans or 403b plans will have in place is what's called a target date retirement fund. So if you're not investment savvy, but you want it to be invested in a way that is going to get you to your retirement, you choose the date that's closest to the time that you plan to retire. And that allocation, investment allocation, will change over time. So going back to my question, should I be contributing to my company's retirement plan? The answer is almost yes. Just start with whatever you can afford, no matter how little it is. Even if you can't reach the max of what it is this year, right? Those numbers change almost every year now and they increase. But the most important part of it is to start. And once you start and you see what happens over time, you will be motivated to do more. I just know it. Again, my name is Casey and Gordon from Casey Gordon Financial Planning. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. My information is in the link below. Talk to you soon. Bye.